Hello and welcome to another Barandar Streams. Today we have a commentary on the new game, The Last of Us Part 2. If you follow video games, you are certainly aware of all the drama surrounding Sony and Naughty Dog's new release. So let's take a look at all the controversy. The Last of Us Part 1 was released for the Sony PlayStation by the same team and was very well received in 2013. The game sold over 1.3 million copies in its first week and won several video game awards. Fans hailed it as a masterpiece, and the survival story of Ellie and Joel became an iconic experience to have in gaming. The long-awaited sequel was eased with several download stories, but a real sequel took until 2020 before it was released. Fans were excited for the release, and information for a game of this magnitude was highly sought after. But unfortunately for the developers, there were some leaks that occurred, revealing some of the story and plot points, which started a major landslide of media scrutiny by fans and critics of the game. In response, the game's creator, Neil Druckmann, or one of the creators, came under fire for a multitude of issues, ranging from DMCA takedowns on sites who were critical of the game, as shown here on this article by Gameslot.com. Regardless of the content and validity of these issues, it still put the game in a huge spotlight. But despite Druckmann refuting claims on the story aspects of the game that were leaked, it seemed the only way this would be resolved is for the game to come out and people to actually play it and make their own judgments. This is a AAA title released by a major company. It's going to look good and play well, at least that's the expectations of a title of that magnitude. So putting that aside, we are left with a story-driven game and how that story is presented to us. The game was finally released on June 19th of this year. The critics all hailed this game as a masterpiece. Every critic that critiqued the game as 10 out of 10 or 100 is listed right on the game site, with some critics left out who didn't feel the game was that good. This was another stress point for fans of the game just before the release date. But now that the game is out, fans are finding out that some of those leaks were indeed true. The main issues are centered around the character arcs that were closed from the first game and how they went against how they acted in the game versus how they act in the second. Other issues stem from the revenge story that you undertake as Abby and the lack of moral choices you are given. The ending, while certainly emotional to a point, is lost by the choices you are forced to make in the game's end and has disappointed many fans of the first game. And the fans are making it known. Reviews have not been good, as we see here on Metacritic.com. With critic reviews being so high, there should have been less of a divide from the fans upon release. And while some of those reviews are no doubt griefing over the issues that led up to the game, many have given it a chance and have been outraged by what they played. Ultimately, it's up to you if you want to give this game a shot. Maybe you're a big fan and don't care where the story goes, or maybe you just want to see what all the issues are about. Either way, ultimately, it's your money to spend. The game can be completed in around 25 to 30 hours and retails for around $60 US. This has been Barandar Streams, and I thank you for listening.